I got done like a rookie, like a complete beginner in wine. Not entirely my fault though. We're doing this Zoom wine tasting with our friends from the neighborhood, and we had to do this little flask to drop at everybody's home. So we had to open the wine probably an hour and a half before, but I had to try the wine before to really start to understand what's happening in the wine and then to do the wine description. So I've opened most of the wine 2 hours before. Young wine can survive, and really thrive with a nice decanting. Like you put out the young wine in decanter like this, preferably like this, and then you can shake it. Is even better to put like even the big tannic wine into the decanter because you age the wine way quicker by doing this, and therefore certain tannins get softened with the combination of oxygen with it, and with softening of the tannins, you get a bit more expression of the fruit. And then you know what, as well, for some red wine, you need maybe to have it in the decanter. But having powerful red wine, slightly chilled around 15 degrees max, enhance the freshness of it and hide a bit of tannins out of it. So decanting, young wine, no problem. Even white wine. You don't need to have white wine too cold either. That's the myth. The reason why you put white wine cold is because you want to hide the acids, the freshness. It's not even freshness, it's the acidity of it. So the colder the wine is, the less acidity. White wine, especially some Burgundy, the one which are not based on primary flavors, you can decant them. You can put them almost room temperature, 14, 15 degrees. And then it starts to sing, it starts to release flavors, it starts to release fullness, they start to release, a bit of the shoulders, they want to relax. They want to be like stressed by a cold. So, okay, red wine, young wine, decanted, not all, but with very lot of tannins, and slightly chilled. What I mean, don't leave it outside 22 degrees. You're going to enhance only the alcohol with it. And the wine will be a big beast in the palate. No freshness. So put in the decanter, slightly chilled, 15 degrees. Okay? And white wine, if it's malolactic profile of wine, you don't need it to be too chilled. You need to express the shoulder of the wine. You need to express the flavors of the wine. But I got done because I had the opposite case yesterday. I had a 97 Château Palmer as a clue, as a fireworks of the wine tasting, and I knew 97 would be, not kind of a risk in terms of putting a decanter 2 hours before, but I didn't have much choice on it because I had to try the wine and I had to deliver the wine. There's some beast of vintage, like a bit more like 96 or 2001 or even 99 vintage. I was like, no worries, because the sun, the tannins on it, and the structure of the wine was impeccable. But 97, which I love as a vintage, was so underrated, and value for money is impeccable. The problematic is 97 was a sprinter rather than the marathonian. So I haven't tried 97 in Palma for quite a long time, but last time I tried maybe like 5, 6 years, 7 years ago, it was already at its prime, at its good thing. So I knew 97, but I thought it was fun. So I've opened the wine thinking I've opened the wine last, but thinking it's gonna as well. I encountered a bit of fun, but problems opening the wine, and it's great. It's great because even if, like I always say to people, relax when you open an old bottle of wine. There's always a bit of emotion involved, especially when the cork. You can see the cork get stuck into it. So a bit of drama is very good, huh? So for instance, I've got a 1945 Pavie Macan here, Saint-Émilion Grand Cru. I've got a 1964 here, a Moulet. But don't worry, we won't be opening it now. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, so no chance. So how do you do to open this whole bottle of wine? First is take your chances, and then the cork doesn't tell half of the story, so don't stress too much. First thing, what I try to do, I try to look at the wine, through rave lights, kind of dark place, and like if I can see vibrant red, I think the wine is spectacular. It will be prime, pristine. If I start to see cloudiness, I start to worry. But cloudiness doesn't mean anything either. Wine used to be made in such a different way, 1945 or 1928, that you can take the risk. But when you open the wine, these wines, the cork might be completely gone. Might be completely like on its not last leg, but it might be like very fragile. So much that even 97 here, I've opened it. I took the bottle opener, I just pulled it, and there's like half of it came, and the other half got stuck. And I said, even I was like, oh, let's do a bit of DIY on this. And so I had no other choice than pushing the cork inside, and it's fine. I've done it many times. When you push it first, try to remove a bit of wine first, because when you push it, it creates like a bit more like, and the wine starts to like erupt outside the bottle. But you push the wine inside, and then you need to take a funnel with a muslin on it, and then you decant, and you put it just gently along the decanter, and not like a fontaine straight inside, because it might break the wine. And just decant and keep the particle within the funnel. And it's as simple as this. And then please, if it's something more than 10 years, try the wine first. And if it's like singing, is wow, I'll tell you the story now. Why do you want to wait for an hour? And like, wait for what? The wine is a story. So it might be, if it's good now, first it might be not as good later on, or it might even get better. So you need to sit with the wine. You need to live the experience with the wine. You need to follow the story it's telling you. Don't like put the wine inside and say, I've got my guest in 4 hours. No. You know what? Most of the time, I open the wine when the guest arrives. Because as well, it's theater. And I say, oh, I've decanted the wine. No, I'm decanting the wine. If the cork is broken, everybody's, oh my God, wow, what a story. And then it's entertaining, but the same as well is I make sure that if the wine is not ready, you just wait, go play cards or whatever, watch a movie, or wait in silence when the wine is ready. But when you open the wine, if the wine starts to sing, it talks to you. It's like, wow, let's enjoy it. You can, and then suddenly you can go back in the conversation. Oh, this one is better. It's opening and everything. So for all bottle of wine, more than maybe 10 years in Bordeaux and so on, but it may be earlier do not leave the wine for 2 hours in the decanter. Criminal. And I've done it yesterday because I had no choice. But you know what happened is, open the wine, the 97, and it was like, wow, nice, beautiful, as I said. And it was this kind of culmination between the secondary profile and tertiary profile. It wasn't completely crème brûlée style. It was still have this old apple, like the walking in a forest profile as well, this kind of slightly gently leather, but as well this beautiful freshness. And you could still see a dash of red berries into it, but it was completely integrated, and the tannins were so soft, present, but still very, 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 very soft. And it's delightful beverage, beautiful beverage, very, 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 very sophisticated. When we did the tasting yesterday, there was a kid at 7 years old there They were doing the smelling. And we tried all the wine, and some of the adults that like go for a bit more powerful reds, and we had muscular wine. One of the kids was like, "Oh, this is so singing. This is so silky. This is most complex nose of all them." And I was like, "Wow, cool, you got it." So we did the decanting. I've tried the wine, and guess what? After an hour and a half, the wine was starting to go down. So this beautiful freshness was starting to go down. The precision of the fruit was attenuating, and then you had a bit more of this crème brûlée profile. So it became a bit more monolithic, a bit less like the triangle we talked about. This kind of, architecture on the palate that creates the vector, the motorway for flavors to be delivered. Then it was starting to be a bit more, not sweet, but a bit more uniform, and losing a bit this precision into it. And then I tried it this morning again, a little dash, and it was completely gone. Really, not the same beverage. So for the old wine, or wine with a bit of a excitement, precision, even I would not do even a Côte Rôtie, La Tuque, La London, young. I would not wait for too long in terms of decanting. I would put it in the decanter and follow the lead of the wine. Always follow the lead of the wine. So in terms of decanting, put in the decanter because it's always elegant and everything, but don't keep it too long in the decanter when it's old. When it's a young wine, you can wait, but keep going back to the wine time to time. Don't drink all the bottle while you're cooking because there's nothing left in there when you guests arriving. But unless you got 2 bottles, so that's the lesson you learn the harsh way in terms of decanting. The problematic sometimes is people wait for too long. You go for the wine, and then think the wine wasn't good. What's happening in the wine? I remember some 1964 Marcus de Risca. We did it with some friends, and we opened the wine, prime with the cork, and then we tried the wine. I was like, "Whoa, this wine is amazing!" And we're like, "Shut up, drink up," because this wine, you knew it was like within 5 minutes completely gone. Same with Château Musar 78. We opened the wine, whoa, Musar, Lebanon, the wall time and everything. That was like pieces of history. And then we tried the wine. It's like, whoa, incredible. But then we talked too much about that, and then suddenly we tried second glass. It's like, is the wine gone? Where's it gone? It's packed up, gone. Nothing left. Completely. It was not the same structure. The structure was completely gone. Destructured wine. You had all the ingredients, nothing harmonious anymore. 69 La Moutonne de Baronne, the Philippe de Rothschild. Same thing. You open it, you're drinking, within 10 minutes, crashes. So for vintage, lesser vintage as well, like 36 or, lesser, even 64 now, 66, just open, drink it. 45, I had 48 recently. Then the wine was like really, it took time to open. But you know what? I was quite ready to hold the hand of the wine and walk with it for a certain time. Spectacular. 48 was spectacular. Anyway, so you see, what you think is right for wine is just halfway. Just walk with the wine.